We are live. Yes, Tuesday, April 26th. Welcome, welcome. It's kitty cam. Someone has their beautiful ginger cat. I want it. Super cute. Anyway, we're gonna go straight into it, guys, because today might be about a little short because this past weekend was very busy for me, so I wasn't able to prep as much as I wanted to for this beautiful island, or ship, whatever it is you guys are on. You're on a ship.
Spoilers.
Oh shit, spoilers.
Oh shit,
Alright, if we see an
spoilers.
island, we just sail straight past it, you guys.
No, too bad. And last session, you guys had rolled in the previous session Sea of Gore, where you encountered a six-headed legendary Hydra that kind of got to you guys a little bit, as well as the ship. The ship does have some damage, but in the end, everyone was able to defeat the Hydra with some pretty freaking sick moves. We have people throwing shields. We have people swapping places and then swapping places again. Like Gaia did something magical, which was absolutely awesome, and I think it's the best thing in the world, and I can't wait for it to happen again. That means I can throw more stronger monsters at you guys, and it's gonna be so much more fun.
That's a very strong reaction for her casting Bless.
Yes, that too.
That just felt like such a low blow for some reason. That that was just like Glassy, just like right in the kidney, and like, oh, like why?
hey, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Shoot, no, there was another thing that you guys did. That was awesome. Anyway, in the end, you guys defeated the Hydra, and they also saw in the ocean Calder, as well as I believe, I think it was Calder, recognized that there was another little squiggly miniature version of a Hydra, just kind of nesting in some whale blubber, floating on the water, and it turns out it was like a little baby Hydra. Kind of had a little bit of like, what are we gonna do with this possible like little Hydra that could grow up and be destructive just by its kind of nature. Even though it kind of like hangs out in the deep, but it can come up to the surface and create all this destruction, as proven in a mile long of just blood and destruction. Or do you give it a chance to live? It was at the end, Hesperia was like, we're not giving it any chance whatsoever, as it has already created all this havoc. Even if it's 100 years from now, not going to give it a chance, and just kind of fire-bolted it until it just shriveled up and died. Not too much, as they were kind of cannibalizing each other, but it was still a smaller version of something. So later on in the evening, you guys witnessed like falling stars or shooting stars, a meteor shower, which was absolutely beautiful, as the festivities of not only surviving a Hydra attack, gaining the ultimate respect of all of the crew members and the captain. You guys ate, drank, be married. Mythos ate the Hydra heart, thought it could absorb its powers. Didn't turn out very well. Threw up on deck. Oh yeah, that's right. You guys, sorry. Timeline here. You guys also decided that you were going to dedicate the slaying to Thylea, and in return, Thylea cleaned up the entire. There was a beautiful golden light that shot up into the air, arced over, engulfing the entire ship, and cleaned up the entire ship, cleaned up everybody. Everything was beautiful and sparkly, and presented to you were 5 bottles of some type of potion, which is potion of vitality. Sorry, I got a cramp. And afterwards, during the shootings, the meteor shower, shooting stars, you guys made a couple of wishes, and I would say express a little bit more of your backgrounds and so on and so forth, bringing you guys a little bit closer, even more so than the craziness that has been going on for only 2 months, really, getting into your 3rd month as a team, as the heroes of the Golden Showers. That is your forever name. And we move on. I do have a quick little thing. So you guys stayed to get some plunder. So someone ready to write all this beautiful stuff down?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
that's me.
Oh shit. Never mind. It's him.
Okay. You received, or you were able to get, I rolled just random stuff on a table. You were able to get 5 marble statues. Each statue is worth 6,000 gold. Because statues are expensive and they take 12
Got
months
it.
to make.
Heavy.
They heavy. So you guys are laden down. You received, as you were able to find merchandise that had survived, that are intact and are able to be cleaned, 55k, so 55,000 gold worth of just general merchandise. And you received in treasure. You guys weren't able to find like gold or coins or so on and so forth, but you were able to accumulate like treasures that would be jewels, that would be silverware, cups, goblets, things like that, which is 28,000. And this is just all rounding up. So that's what you guys find. So that is your total.
We found over 100k.
Yes.
Over 100,000.
Over 100,000.
Oh.
That is what you find. However, the captain does come up and say, because they are bringing this up, that some of this will be 30% would be theirs.
Oh, 10%.
I think kind of as the captain's kind of like in the process, imagine like the sailors are probably helping haul this up, et cetera, et cetera. As the captain does, Sparrow just like kind of like grab like a coin or something like incredibly unvaluable and just be like, yes, right here. And just kind of flick it to him.
He doesn't catch it. He just lets it fall. He just looks at you like, mm-hmm.
Sparrow just kind of narrows her eyes slightly and goes for another coin, flicks it at him.
So
Does it? He looks and he looks at the whoever he's.
She's gonna
talking
keep.
to.
She's gonna keep doing it until he stops.
So, like from a slightly meta angle, if we're just being dropped off in the middle of the old woods, we probably can't transport 5 marble statues.
Basically.
Yeah. What if we
Valid point.
what if we offered the statues to the crew to the ship and took the rest?
Statues were 28, right?
Statues were 6 each. 6 times 6 each.
So a total of
worth
30.
6. Oh.
30. Wait, 6 of them or 5 of them?
There are
There
5
was
of them.
5.
Oh, 5.
Okay, so
Okay,
that's
my bad.
exactly 30%.
Yeah, there we go.
Roughly. Well, roughly 30%. So yeah, that makes sense. We don't have to lug around statues.
Done.
And
Done. I'm cool
Yeah.
with it.
And we can we fucking drop all this in the fanny pack?
I can only hold up to like 500 pounds, and I think at the moment I'm at like 120-ish.
Isn't that like hella weighty? That many coins?
I mean, I can
much
put them in the fanny
stuff.
pack for sure.
They're
No,
the-
it's like trade goods and stuff. It's not
Yeah.
actual
Yeah.
coin.
yeah. So like their merchandise trade goods that survived. What would be considered like treasure that you guys could possibly put like that's small enough to transport in a bag of holding would probably be the treasure that was 28,000.
Yeah,
Everything
like
else
the
is-
gems and
Oh, okay. I
silverwares.
think
Yeah.
I got the numbers backwards in my head. I thought it was 55k of coinage, but it's
No.
28.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not coins, like I said. It's like
Mhm.
gold things.
just-
or like okay, cool. So
I
if
just
you were to
spaced for a second, I think, when you were describing that. Yeah. Okay. Sparrows probably just be like, Just like this is like a fucking like legendary creatures hall, right? Like this is like in such an insane amount of money, right? Or
This-
stuff.
Yes, it's also stuff that belong at some point. Any of this would have belonged to somebody. Or they were trading, they were making someone's. You're not sure.
Yeah.
So the hull exactly.
So I'm trying to figure out how to do this as Mythos, but Mythos would try, because Mythos pretty laissez-faire about a lot of stuff, but money he's always been on point with. I think he might broach the subject of buying this captain and his ship with the proceeds of this. And yeah, like, we'll buy your ship. You'll make a wage. Blah blah blah. You take our money and stuff around for us, because yeah, we can't carry all this stuff. We can't carry most of this stuff actually.
He goes, not so sure about selling my ship and my crew. I like them and I like my ship and I like the freedom of doing my own stuff. But what I could possibly do, let me know if this works. We are going to Erosia. We can sell this. We can collect in whatever it is you prefer, and we can ship it back to Mithras in your name. And you would have funds, unless there is another place we can stop off at, and we can deliver the goods.
I mean, do you think they even have enough money in Erosia?
The biggest laugh, the biggest bellowing, barrel laugh.
Erosia has more money than Mitros.
You're a liar.
Well, I'm not.
If you, you're a liar. He looks over and he gives you a nod, Hesperia, and then he looks over at you, Mythos, and says, you have never been before, but once you go in, whole different world.
When did you two get into cahoots? Now I have to find out for true.
You have to get past the wall first, but it's doable.
Sperry starts to say something. It's like, I think that's fine. I'm fine with this compromise, personally. This arrangement, rather.
Well, you would be your erosion.
I just want the money.
This is a pretty good haul. And we thank you for not only saving our lives. I mean, if we're going to try and outrun that Hydra, which we would not have done, I appreciate the 30%, which he like kind of does his own little calculations. He is a businessman, in a sense. He looks like
20%.
the statues. He continues. The statues we can take, and the rest, we just like I said, if there's something that we want, they can give us a check, or we can collect it in gold bars. We can collect it in jewels. What is it that would be most beneficial to you and your team?
I just
Both
I
bars.
just want to make sure we're on the same page that you're only collecting 15%.
Oh my goodness!
30.
I think if I could suggest that a 15%, I think, is a reasonable initial fee, plus another 15% of the proceeds
Hold on.
as being our
No. The new girl
As
is not
be-
the negotiator. Gaia,
as being
Gaia,
as
where are
being
you? Come here, I
as
need you to
being-
negotiate on my behalf.
I'm like just like looking at it like a goblet, like
As-
so nice.
as a middleman for arranging the selling of these goods. I think 30% seems fair.
Gaia,
And she's like just like glaring at Mythos.
Gaia, talk him down to 10% for me, please.
Look, I'm not so hot with the numbers.
Gaia's headband's gone a little bit askance.
Gaia is looking at this beautiful goblet that is perfectly engraved. It has singing sirens on them. It
Yeah,
has
I'm like, look, it looks like my mom.
You said there are some like jewels and stuff in this.
like treasure. So it would include like beautiful necklaces. It would include
Could
certain raw gemstones.
Is there anything like of like a fairly like 1,000 gold maybe or something that
Oh,
Hesperia might be able to
probably.
eyeball and try to just nab
I,
into her pocket,
I mean,
like without people
roll.
noticing?
You'd have to
Very
definitely
quickly.
roll a stealth and then see if you can beat someone's passive.
So while he's doing that, I think I will approach the captain
Oh no.
Just as
and just say, look, Captain, we graciously appreciate the work you'll be putting in here, but I also think you need to realize the scenario that you're in, with what has happened here, right? Objectively, all of this is not your hall. Because this would be the hall, or this would be part of the shipwreck we ran into, right? If we were not here. So it's a good thing we were here. I'm glad we all made it out unscathed, more or less. But if we weren't here, you would not have made it out, and you would have been permanently scathed. Now, I think this could be beneficial for the both of us. Because we have, well, you have a business to run, and I understand that, and I want to compensate you for the work you're doing. But we have a goal that is objectively trying to allow your business to run for more than the next 4 months. So, we kind of need a little bit of funding here to make sure we can keep doing what we're trying to do, which will allow you in turn to continue doing what you're doing. So, I think we can meet in the middle here. Why don't we praise and spread word of your vessel, your captainship, your company, your business as a whole, and we spread the word that you're reliable, sustainable. We fought a Hydra. Your boat was absolutely unscathed because through us, it is not through the magical means of what we're doing. You can see as it kind of like points to like the area where like the ship was like healed, like all the damage is gone. But we have proof. I would imagine we had some kind of proof of the Hydra, maybe like a piece of it or the chunks of heart Mythos threw up something. We have proof that this happened. So this is what I'm thinking. If you put in the work to sell this repertoire of items, we will give you picking rights up to 20% of the load, and we will publicize your company island-wide. And you'll say you're a proud partner of us, and that we'll be using you every time that we need this kind of transportation. Marketing on both sides. You get more business through the public means. We get to be able to keep the oath from slaughtering everybody and keep the twins at bay. Because I would hate to be, 1 or 2 legendary potions short from this magical shop that someone knows from Marigia, because we didn't have the funds. So maybe we can meet in the middle, 20%, and then we publicize you.
Son, I'm bleeding here.
He goes in. He does this thing where he like takes his tongue on the inside of his mouth and he like goes over his teeth, and he's thinking as he is no longer looking at you. He's kind of like looking straight forward, and his big bulky arms are like across his chest as he's thinking about what you're saying. And go ahead and roll a persuasion, and of course save it with advantage.
I like to think that Hesperia, is like, tried to dip down and grab a necklace or something, like surreptitiously, and like straightens up, and like Calder's just looking at her, and she just like,
Sorry.
10%. Here we go.
He looks down. He looks. He's like, da.
That's still like 20,000, so it's still pretty good.
Is this true? He looks over. You have the ship. I don't know what happened. It was just a golden rays just came down, and thanks and reverence. We are blessed, and I must I must thank you for that. Does my ship look better than it was when we first docked in Mitros? It looks like brand new ship.
This is why we are called the Heroes of the Golden Shower.
Is indeed.
Now it makes sense.
That's actually a great point that you bring that up. I did not consider the repair we did on the ship. I'm gonna have to dock that down to 18%. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I love
You
it.
funny winged one. You funny. Okay. Yes, I have ties. I know some people in the city. I can get you what you want. Now, what is it? Like I said, what is the type of revenue? What do you like? What is it? Do you want? Material things? Do you want?
No, I think the most translatable form of value would be the best as I kind of look to the group. Probably metals that are high in value but low in quantity to reduce on the most amount of weight as possible. We do kind of we're on the road a lot, clearly as you can see. So if we have, I don't know, hypothetically speaking, like platinum bars, for example, as opposed to like gold bars, which would be, the same amount of value, but like, you know, what weighs more, a pound of platinum or a pound of gold? Obviously the platinum, because that's how money works, right? So the smaller the amount of currency we can get with the least amount of weight so we can have it on our persons would probably be best. But I don't know exactly how to translate that though. I'm not so good with money in terms of carrying means.
So, out of character, I feel like this might be something we'd have talked about, but maybe not. Because like I have the foreman building the road to the accolades is based out of Astoria. Does Astoria not have a bank?
And they have
Or
a
was
bank.
it yeah, there
Mitros
was
has
a
the
big
biggest
bank.
bank.
Oh, it's Mitro, so I thought that was Astoria. Okay.
But Astoria does have a banking system, but it's the big one is in Mitros.
Okay. No, it's okay. If it was in Astoria, it might have been different because we could have kind of like based out of Astoria because it's kind of in between, but not really. Oh well.
Okay, gotcha.
If we're looking for value with limited weight, wouldn't converting it to gems probably be the easiest?
Oh, that would make the most sense, yeah.
Hey, did you get a haircut, Glass?
I did.
Yeah, it looks good, buddy.
Good.
Thanks.
If I could, do we have any intentions of ever traveling to Erosia? We could ask them to deposit some of the funds to the bank, the merchants, the bankers in the city, in case we ever arrived. We had funds to take advantage of the many splendors of my
We
home
are
city.
certainly blessed by Thylea, and should that good luck continue, we will never have to visit Erosia.
I'm not entirely sure where our travels are taking us, but at least at the moment, there's nothing that's pointing towards Erosia. Not saying it won't happen, but I'd much rather would like to keep our funds on person. Personally.
But we're not going
We
to
can
be
take a moment as
person.
players and discuss that. Is it a trip to Erosia in the books?
I imagine at some point.
It's definitely a choice. It is what you guys would like to do. If you guys have a want to go, then absolutely.
Because
It'd be nice
if I'm not
go ahead.
mistaken, our overarching goal right now is to get to the Old Woods, complete these couple of quests, get our hands on the Ultros, and be more mobile ourselves, where it wouldn't be much to just swing by Erosia to pick up our paycheck.
And presumably, Erosia would have means of spending money as well, given that it's the second biggest city in the continent, I believe.
Yeah.
Behind Mitros. So we could, not be with if all of our money's on its way to Mitros and we get to Erosia and it's like, oh, there's this super dope shit that we could buy if we had money, but we don't.
I mean, it's Erosia though, so I'm not worried about that.
Various at some point in all of this, just gonna try to step on Mythos's tail really hard.
Yeah, before because with Asimi, you guys didn't seem like really interested in going to Erosia, so I didn't. But it's always on the table, and I have the information in the book here, and the city is pretty cool to me. So if that's something you guys want to do, absolutely. But that is like we can discuss later.
So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So in character, I don't think they have any intention of it. But
Right,
out of
right.
character, we as players, once we have the Ultros, we know it's a quick swing around, and I don't want to miss the second largest city in Thylea on our plate.
Hesperia might even add in. And isn't that my father was a merchant of sorts? It's best not to keep all of your eggs in one basket, so to speak. Having a percentage of this haul remain in Erosia could be very beneficial in case anything terrible were to happen to the second grandest city in Thylea, as it already has been. I mean, goodness, Mitros felt like it was about to collapse just because a little bit of rain.
So you gotta kind of like just take a couple steps back.
You see the captain just kind of be like kind of cover his mouth a little bit as he's like looking both, and he's like, "Do I have to stop a fight between a short little kid and this giant 8-foot?"
I'll lean into the captain. I'm like, "Do you want to make a bet?"
And he's like, "The cat will win."
The cat can go for a swim. Well, I guess he already did, and he seemed to be. Regardless, Captain, if you're headed to Erosia, could you deliver a letter on my behalf?
No.
Very well. It will be. I'll write it in the coming days. If you could deliver it to Marine Leos.
Kinda
She's
takes-
a noblewoman in the city.
Look, when you're ready, just hand me what you want, and I will
I'll pay, of
find
course,
a
for the-
delivery boy or
Very well. Thank you very much.
girl. Right.
One-
So it seems that we could probably get a combination of maybe some mithril, adamantine, mostly jewels. It seems what you said that would benefit. Plenty of that in the city, I tell you. Very shiny when you go inside. The outside, the wall look boring and plain and just smooth. You go inside and it's like, whoa. What is this? Where am I? I come from dream? I don't know. I did.
Who put me here?
Who? Yes.
What year is it?
Basically, did not know. Great retirement home. Okay. Thank you. Good business. And remember, you spread the word of the croaking caper.
Broken caper.
King Caper, yes indeed.
Is that the ship, the business?
The boat name. The boat is
boat
croaking
name?
caper. Yeah, that's the
The
boat
Croaking
name.
Cape. You've got it. Done and done.
And it shakes hands and then goes on. So yeah, so that was a little in the morning. You guys are once again almost filthy rich.
Sparrow kind of just as an aside to Calder is like, we're like this conversation is dispersing. She'd be like, I wasn't going to steal it. I just wanted to give it a better look over later.
Well,
and I imagine when you tried to swipe it, it was not only Calder, but then on the other side of you, Hyperion was just staring at you too.
it's grumpy cat. Yeah.
Just a very disapproving, grumpy cat face.
That kind of doesn't
kinda-
care.
So like I kind of picture like Mythos like scooping Gaia up in one arm and being like, haha, good deals, yeah. You're coming with me every time we go shopping, Gaia. We're gonna own the world, you and me. Right?
Just like, yeah, I mean, I really tried, you know, like, just fully smushed in your arms. Like,
Your feathers are a little like. "Ah."
you hear like
you-
a little, like when you squeeze me, you hear a little like, like a bird's claw come out. Like,
We have gotten a long rest, right, since the Hydra fight.
Yes, yeah. You guys have gotten a long rest, so go
I will
ahead and do your
rest.
long rest.
My spells, my beautiful spells. They're back.
All right. So yeah, Mythos would do his routines with the egg and the getting his spirit to jolt it.
Yeah.
He's only got one and he's keeping it in one basket. Is this a bad idea?
Mm.
And if you have one egg, you have to keep it in.
But just
What?
just making sure it's
Do
your
they have
saying. I don't know. You Erosians have weird sayings.
Do they have school in Mitros?
Only the most famous in all the world.
I mean, yeah, but like for somebody like you though.
Me, I didn't need school. I was tutored.
Okay, so no. So the answer is no. Got it. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you very much.
Hey, DM question. So
Yeah.
the conversation we just had, is that the same day as the Hydra fight?
No, because they had to collect everything, so this would be the day
Okay.
after.
Okay, so if we could maybe, if we have a little bit of time here, I would like to, in like the early stages of the morning, Gaia would like to wake up Andromache and have a brief conversation with her. That might not end up being brief. I'm sorry, it could be a little bit of time, but it's mildly important to her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so Gaia's going to wake up Andromache before the sun rises. And just kind of like, hey, wake up! I need your help.
Yes. What
Um,
what would you need?
Do you mind just coming to the top of the deck with me? I want to share some information because I'm a little confused,
Um,
and I could
yeah,
use your
yes,
insight.
of course.
All right, so
She
she'll
yawns
figure
and
out-
stretches, and then
yeah,
just
you
like a
can.
little back crack, and you hear a lot of, popping in her back, and she
It's like
comes with you
like old doors like squeaking.
a little bit.
Um, so you can see that guy is like a little on edge. She's not like nervous, but she just seems worried about something.
Okay.
So she goes up to like the front of the ship and like sits down on like the edge of something's like, so I've been kind of keeping this to myself a little bit. Um but we had a moment in Mitros where we shared insight with the divine, right? With the Great Huntress, if I'm remembering correctly is her name? Goddess of Dawn?
Yes,
Goddess
goddess
of
of the
Dawn.
hunt.
That's it.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm learning, but um just because we've had this kind of connection with the divine, I'm comfortable with you, and this just really helps me be more comfortable. But I just want to express some concerns as I want an outside's perspective, because I think I'm really in my own head, but I just don't know. So, do you remember back in, I believe it was Astoria, where we all dreamt about the dead ship with all the skeletons on it?
Yes. Everyone had a slightly different beginning, but we all ended in the same
Mm-hmm.
sequence.
So, I'm not sure exactly how much of the beginning of my story was shared, because I was a little unsure, but as time progressed, I've kind of thought about it. And I think that Thylea is trapped, or captured, or held against her will. Um,
By
I don't know.
Sidon, by
I have no
Ready?
idea. It's just I'm getting so many mixed signals, and I don't know what to expect or what to do, and I'm molting from it. I'm losing feathers. So in this dream sequence, I had a vision of an olive tree, which is gorgeous, golden bark, green leaves, but it was chained to the ground, like chains out of the ground, wrapped around it, branches held down. Like who chains a tree? Like it's a tree. It's not going anywhere, unless there's something associated to it or locked inside of it. I don't know. And it was just the vision I had of what I assumed to be Thylea. You know, olive trees kind of make sense to me. And then I woke up with this physical prowess, almost like it was a gift with the little energy she had, but I just don't know. And then yesterday with the light coming from some island in I think that direction. And I vaguely remember having a conversation with her and her saying that her time was brief and she couldn't really speak much, but it's just I don't know, I don't know. And I'm having issues with what I think is important right now, and I don't know what my objective is, right? Like clearly we're here to save the lands, but what if Thylea is asking for help? Like I don't know, and I'm torn, and I would just like your opinion.
May I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
This, you share a bond with Thylea, obviously.
Hmm.
Is it new? Have you always had this connection to her?
The bond, no, is not new. I've been worshipping her since I came to the Old Woods about 30-ish years ago, maybe now. But the connection, yes, is newer. I haven't been this direct with her before, or the literal responses. Um, that is new, yes.
I mean, from the sounds of what you bring up some good points. I mean, is the messages a cry for help or a simply a motivator to push you on a path? Your tribute to her with the remains of the Hydra seemed to please her, I can only assume. I think if she were imprisoned or somehow bound, she may have a harder time of providing such boons and gifts. But I don't think these dreams we have are entirely nonsensical. There is some truth to them, some prophetic power. My connection to the goddess of the hunt is perhaps not standard to most other divine connections. I know her in person more than through a divine connection.
Oh, kind of
If
like how Cherusis is like walking around, like that?
Yes, we trained together. She was a mentor of mine, and for years, or almost a year. But she was there beside me, hunting, living, trapping,
Mm.
training me. So it was a more tangible connection. So I'm not extremely well versed, but if you feel your goddess needs help, then I think it is a worthy call to answer. I don't know beyond that, if that helps you clarify anything.
Um, I think just being able to talk about it helps in it of itself, but I do think you gave me an answer, or helped guide me to an answer. So, um, I'm gonna think about it, and I'll probably bring it up to the group within a day or so.
If
Mm,
this is something that is truly important to you, then we
mhm.
will help you
So
on in
what
a
I'm what I'm
heartbeat.
what I'm thinking of is like we're looking for a boat, right? Like the
Yes,
ultras.
On our to-do list, yes.
I would imagine that if and when we get it, we would use it, right?
Presuming it is still not overrun by skeleton crew that is aggressive, then yes.
Oh, I forgot.
It may take some reclaiming, or perhaps it's a bit of a horrid thought, but perhaps they will serve us as crew members. I don't know.
I'm not getting on a boat with a living skeleton personally, but okay, guys, that's
Maybe
a
they're friendly. Anyways, yes, that's
conversation for
we'll
another.
get there when we get there.
Okay, well, I think
As a-
that I'll bring that up to the group later and say if and when we may do this, if we could try to find that island or where that light came from, if it's not too out of the realm of possibility.
Outside of game, one of us is trained in navigators or cartographer's tools, right?
Yeah, Chinny
There's some map makers.
or Mythos and Calder both have like map maker sets, right?
Right.
I have cartography, and Calder is a navigator.
Okay.
That's
What we could try to do is approximate perhaps the location based on what you saw. It won't be easy, but perhaps at least a direction and distance.
yeah.
Magic and things are a finicky. Well, science is in fact the wrong word, but perhaps at least we will have a heading.
Yeah.
To not let that information slip through our fingers. And yeah, once we complete our next task, we can make sure to perhaps free a goddess if that be the case.
Just kind of like nod. Like, well, I appreciate you taking the time and coming up with me.
Of course.
She'll give you a big hug. She's like, it means a lot. Thank you for waking up early too.
She
Oh
chuckles and she gives you a hug back.
yeah. Let me think about it for the day. I'll bring it up to the group soon.
Okay. Well, whenever you're ready, I will be by your side to support you.
Awesome. All right, that was it. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get that ball rolling.
Okay, no
Cool.
problem. All right. What was I? Okay, so then there was the conversation with the captain. You guys decided that what you guys were going to do, and that he would make sure that it gets to Mithras on the way back. And now go ahead. I need the next person. Ooh, who was the person? So it was Calder who rolled. So who's after?
I got
Calder?
C4, so yeah, I think Hesperia is up.
Hesperia. Okay.
Whatever. All
Hesperia.
right.
Sailing the Cerulean Gulf.
Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Uh-oh.
Ooh.
We Titanic now, boys.
How are we running into an
Yeah.
iceberg in like 100-degree weather?
Yo, you never know.
Let's find out.
There's a call out in the distance from above, or still no, not in the distance, from in the front, where someone points out, "What is that? It's huge!" And you guys look over and you see this enormous block of ice. It is spear shaped, and you just see just the tip. That is about 40 feet in the air, and it's about 20 feet wide. It's pretty large. The ship gets navigated around, but you can feel in that water, in that space, that the iceberg is just giving off, it's displacing the air as it is melting, but it's taking a while because it's such a big block of ice. So as you guys pass, you get this amazing cool breeze, this respite from this terrible heat. the water looks different because the salinity is different now. It's not as salty. So there is a difference between the color in the water where it's darker, it's a little bit more salt in there, and a lighter color has a little bit less salt as this is melting. And you can see looking down underneath, because it's a little bit clearer, that the iceberg goes super, super deep, like way farther down in the water where you can't really see the tip. Or you can't see the tip at all. You can barely even see half of the full iceberg. And as you guys pass, it takes a good like 5 minutes as you guys are going along. Not 5 minutes. It takes a few minutes as you guys are passing along this iceberg, and everyone's like, "Oh, this feels really good," as they're fanning themselves, but you don't know why there's a random iceberg in the water. It just floats away. Continues.
Would Hesperia have any like knowledge? Her family had a bit of experience dealing with ships and such. Would she have heard like, is this like any sort of common occurrence, or any reason to think that this is maybe like worrisome or anything like that?
I would say for those who, first off, go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll like an intelligence history check.
Okay.
It's not a high DC. It's quite low. Yeah, that's fine. 14. You have heard of random things appearing in the ocean. Like, you know that Sidon plays whatever, like plays checkers with his islands. And there are definitely stories of far off unknown ships that kind of they see wrecked because oh my gosh, what is his name? Sorry, Gargantuos, the 100-handed
Kentamane?
Kentamane, thank you.
Kentamane.
Kentamine.
Ketamine?
Ketamine.
Yeah.
Horse tranquilizer?
Yeah.
Kentamane. Ketamine. He protects the seas like crazy, and so if there's anything that's foreign ship that's not of Thylean make, he will destroy. And there has been times where random things have entered in to the Cerulean, from the Forgotten Sea into the Cerulean Sea, and no one knows where they came from. They just kind of appear. Some have tried to look for what is beyond and have never come back. Some have claimed they have gone to the edge of the sea, and they have to turn back. So yeah, it's just like random stuff just disappears and no clue where they come from. People say they either the gods made it, or it came from the lands beyond that no one has ever stepped or has ever seen, or let alone even stepped into.
Yeah, then Hesperia won't be worried about it if she knows this information. Kind of enjoy the moment.
Okay. All right. The next one, please. Who's the next person? Who's Hesperia? So Mythos. Mythos. If you could please do a sailing wonder.
Okay.
You don't need to roll, it's me. I'm the wonder. Oh, he rolls anyway? Okay.
Ooh.
That's,
Okay.
that's kind of cooler, though, right?
It is a little cooler than me, I'll admit.
Quick, go out and just bless both sides and see where it goes.
Mythos is cheering for one side, Andromache's on the other.
Let me just get this in here. Where's this? Oh, here it is. Okay. There's so many different little encounters. I have to go through a few pages here trying to find what I'm looking for. Struggle. What page is it on, guys? Hold up. Bless you.
Is it on page 57?
No.
Well, I tried.
Unless I named it differently. Because that could be it.
Ellie,
No.
Caitlin, thanks you for the blessing.
Yes. Bless you. If that's for Caitlin. You know what, guys? I made this one up, so this is all. I think this might be me. I could be wrong. Okay. So you see in the far distance, you see first off magic. That is the first thing that attracts everybody. Is these lights in the sky, and then you look over and you see two ships duking it out. One immediately Andromache, you're like, that's an Amazonian Themis ship, and another one is this like almost gnarled looking, purposefully like gnarled bark type of boat. There are like bones and like large bones of like whales or whatever that is along the that is mating that is has made up the boat. It's like as a bumper system, I guess is the best way I can say it. There is different skulls. It's very like what you would consider barbaric, I suppose, but it looks cool at the same time. And you know, Andromache, that those are the barbarians. So there is this ongoing feud between the Amazon Themis and their culture and how they run. Everything's a female matriarchy, and the barbarians are just a culmination of like it's kind of the other side where it's there are male and female, but it's mostly patriarchy. It's mostly male, and they are like true to almost what people would think of barbarians as. They are rugged. They are like visceral. They are the people. They will fight. They are warlike, and there is no rules. It is all Krav Maga, basically. Just if you find a brick, you hit somebody. That's it. There are no rules. There's no honor about it. It's just it's just survival at this point. But they are Go ahead.
So I was just gonna ask, does Andromache know, like, do we know where the barbarians are, quote, based? Like, the Amazons have the island of Themis as their kind of home. Do the barbarians have a, like, homeland? Are they nomadic? Are they...
They have their own island. They do. However, it's always hard to find because the god of storms likes to move around the islands, so they're never in the same place. But when you guys encounter, it's always a big fight. It's always a fight. There's always a fight going on. I think it's just called Indigo Island.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's called Indigo Island, and they are a part of the they are like Indigo tribesmen. So they are, a lot of them are raiders. They are pirates, things like that. But they know what they're doing. Like they will raid smartly, and they fight like crazy. So think of them a bit like Vikings. But anyway,
Sure.
they're in this huge battle between one side or the other. And I will have you guys decide which wins by if someone, Mythos, because you rolled, if you can flip a two-sided coin, please.
Well, can we intervene?
How far away are they?
They're pretty far. Like, if you were to try and intervene, you would have to sail to them pretty far. It's about maybe like 20 minutes out or so. So if you wanted to try.
They'd see us coming, though. It might influence the outcome.
That's true. What would you guys like to do?
I think Mythos' first instinct when he sees it would be to, like, get all bossy and be like, you know, pull the sails, get the oars in the water, move us towards there, right? Because he's friends with lots of Amazons at this point, so. And this big, ugly, like, bone-covered ship, like, that's...
It's just the two ships?
Looks evil, so.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not like a fleet fighting a fleet or anything.
No, it's two ships. It's two ships.
Yeah, I mean, if Andromache would, if that's Mythos's instinct, then she'd be for it.
Yeah.
Would anybody like Andromache or others be like explaining maybe the sides of this fight as as we see it? this on the horizon?
If someone asked her, she might explain it, but she wouldn't she'd just be watching intently.
Yeah, Barry might like at the mention that somebody like might call out like barbarians or something. She'll be like, "Fucking raiders!
Yeah.
Get
So-
me close enough. I can maybe tip the side of this fight a little bit."
So, this is like an aside thing. You said the barbarians are raiders. Do the Amazons like raid merchant ships, or do they mostly just kind of keep to themselves?
They trade. So they mostly keep to
Gotcha.
themselves and they trade. If you can roll a history check, I know would Calder have interest in the islands?
No. So I'm
Okay.
like, if it's common knowledge, he might know it. But if there's like any sort of like DC like above a 11, he probably wouldn't.
Okay. Yeah, because I would say if you're not familiar and you don't really, if I would say like Andromache could probably say that most people on Themis are traders, and they have their own system and they're proud for that system. I would say
Yeah, but how
probably
much
you
can we
wouldn't
trust?
really. Yeah,
There are
Yes.
there are fully Amazons who go looking for barbarians to like fuck them up because
Yeah.
they have a personal
All I'm
vendetta.
saying
But with
is,
with the modern world, the quote modern world,
Yeah.
with like the rest of the world, they partake in society as a trading nation.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
yeah. Hesperia is definitely all aboard that, and you know, if we ever get, what's the range on Fireball? I think it's pretty long.
120?
120 feet,
120?
150 feet, yeah.
150.
150. Jesus.
Nice.
So
Okay.
once we get close enough, she might.
Okay, so what? How are you going
If
to
we get
convince the captain? The captain seems to him knowing that they can fuck up his ship real quick, and you guys being burdened by treasure. Like you guys are pretty heavy. I wouldn't say at capacity, but you guys are heavy.
Mythos is gonna grab him and calm him down. He's gonna be like, look at me, look at me, look at me. Listen to Gaia. I'm the captain now.
Look at me. Now look at your man. Now look back to me.
I'm on a horse.
All right, I'm gonna cast Mind Whip on Mythos.
Jesus.
Down, cap. Down.
No, rather on Chinny. I'm gonna cast it on Chinny
What? What?
for that.
What does that one do?
Oh, I'm kidding. Obviously, it's just
Oh, I thought
for
it
them.
was
I'm the
useful.
captain now.
Yeah, no. I think general persuasion might even tell him like, we don't have to board them. Just get us within range.
Okay. He looks at you. Go ahead and do a persuasion roll. It is a lower DC because you guys have proven yourselves. So I would say it's probably like not too high. Maybe like we'll just say like a general 10. If you can get 10 or higher.
No. I never roll high on persuasion.
Oh, that's so
Um,
close.
Wonder
Are
if
you guys doing this and giving advantage, or are you...
well, Hesperia probably like if there's any doubts or something. I don't know if this would necessarily be an advantage or its own intimidation roll or something, but she might like she's like in the process of like pulling out like these little like rolled up clumps of sulfur. She's like, some ship's getting hit with fireball, so hopefully we get close enough to that one. Just like trying to convince them, and like maybe it's a persuasion by showing like reminding them that they don't have to get close. This isn't a boarding issue. This is just
Okay.
they have a wizard who can
if
throw
you were
massive balls of fire.
If you're assisting,
Maybe we could assist in that way.
yeah, if you're assisting, then if you can roll with advantage, or did you guys want to do? Yeah, I would say Mythos is being very direct. So Mythos, if you can roll
Yeah,
another.
Sperry's probably not saying it to anybody. She's just like at the like bow of the ship, like excited. She wants to blow some shit up.
Nice, 21. You see a little like at first the captain was like, I don't know, and then like and then he's like looking at you guys, and then Hesperia says that, and then there's a little bit of like he looks out to sea, he looks at like the two fighting, and he's like, You know, I've always wanted to do a little bit of seafaring, and this seems like probably the perfect time because you guys are powerful. So, okay, we go, but I'm not getting any closer to any of them because if they decide that they're going to shoot us, I'm kicking you off my boat.
Besides, worst case, you've got a cargo full of trade goods, and there's, some of the most notorious traders in the Cerulean Sea out there, so we should go save them.
I've always wanted to be a pirate.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit
Okay.
yells.
All right. The captain turns around. He's like, "Aye, all you full sails." I don't know. I'm starting to turn into a Jamaican accent. I'm sorry, guys. I was watching a few things, and there was like an accent, and my
Don't
people.
complain for me.
Yeah. And you guys see that everyone's getting to hightail. They're like, first off, half of the crew is like, "What are we doing?" The other half are like, "You know what? We did some shit in our time. All right, cool." And you guys turn around.
Cue the music.
Cue the music. I was like, I can't do it. I can't play the music though. So you guys.
No, it is
are-
copyright.
It's copyright now. Boo. Let me see if is there any good music? This one. Yeah, Warrior Rising, good stuff. Pops that. So you guys move forward. You guys they're doing full sails, booking it. For some reason, maybe someone's behind you guys, but you guys got the wind. And you guys are doing some real good sailing right now.
Do we get any like insight on who's winning this fight? Which ship seems to be in the better condition, or anything like that?
I'm gonna do some rolls, though you guys are not quite close enough to actually see who's winning or just yet. So as you guys are going forward, I'm going to do a quick thing. Okay. Sweet. All right. So you see boat 1 and boat 2. That's how I'm going to label them. Boat 1 is going to be the Amazons, and boat 2 is going to be the Barbarians. So during the first 5 minutes, you see that the Amazons are holding their own. Nothing seems to be going awry on their end, but neither is on the Barbarian side. This is a relatively recent battle that is just starting, and they're still like drawing closer to each other. So they're still within they're not quite within they're not within boarding range at all. So you have this inkling that you guys might get close enough in time to absolutely change the tides of the battle.
They're like hitting each other with like ballista or things like that.
I would say they would be using like other things, like both, like some ballistas,
small arms,
but yeah, small arms. Some even a little bit more rudimentary than that, because it's still. I mean, I guess they actually did have.
They had ballista. Yeah.
They had
ballista
ballistas.
were
Yeah, they had ballistas.
used.
Okay.
Just like a hull, like on the deck of the ship.
Yeah. I have not gotten to that particular part of the chapter or reading boats for dummies just yet. I just learned what stern and port and starboard side were literally last week. So haven't quite learned of the system of fighting. Anyway, going forward. The next 5 minutes, you see that the barbarians have definitely hit them. You see a ballista go in, and you can see that maybe they lit it on fire. You're not entirely sure. Something's on fire, though, and it crashes straight into the upper portion of the trireme. I say trireme. It's trireme of the Amazons, but they have like a triple. I believe it's a 1, 2, 3. They have like a war type of ship, so it has like the 2 oars, I don't know what they're called, the 2 decks that have oars, or the oarswomen, and so they are still okay, but it is a hit. Let me turn the music down. Okay. No. You guys are fairly close. You are almost within the 150 range.
So
This is
if
last
we're
thing.
within that 600 range of a longbow, I would still
Oh,
be at
yeah.
disadvantage. But could I make out like the helmsman of the barbarian ship?
With 600 feet, clear day, angling yourself. I can say yeah. I can say that you can do that. Yeah, sounds like fun. Yeah, let's do this.
So I'm gonna take a couple disadvantage shots because they're long range with the longbow, just to see if I can annoy the person controlling the barbarian ship.
Okay, go for it. This will actually give them disadvantage, so I'm going to re-roll because it would have been the barbarians.
15.
I think Herring, you're hitting the ship and they're like pointing you guys out now. You are definitely noticed. But a 15 would not hit.
I was more aiming for the person driving the ship, but
Oh yeah, no, not a 15. But you did hit the ship. Yeah,
fair enough.
like that would have been like natural 20 status with some bonuses at 600 feet away. But still very doable. On a moving ship though, that's pretty good. 15.
Okay.
So you are.
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying. So you are shooting. Are you like constantly just shooting out arrows? We'll just say like you are kind of like 1, 2.
Yeah. I'm being a nuisance from long range until we can get within that fireball range. At which point, I
Perfect.
think
Need to-
Hesperia will do way more than I can.
Then that was absolutely what was needed to kind of like change a little bit of the battle, because the first roll I did was on the barbarian side. However, with these harrying blows and they're looking at you, they're starting to reassess their situation and starting to re-angle their boat to, you don't know if they're trying to flee or if they're trying to see if they can fight on two fronts. But you guys are now within 150 feet. 160 feet.
I think
So you're almost there.
Hesperia is just like, standing right at like the front of the ship, eager and excited. And once she's confident that that she's within range, she'll throw out a fireball and try to detonate it up in the mast of the barbarian boat.
Ooh. Hit him where
Like
it's
just try to burn the sails and such.
Okay.
Fireball typically doesn't have any a roll on my part. It's just
It
it
just
happens where it happens. And
Yeah.
it's a saving throw, but she'll thrust it out, throw it. Max range probably takes a second or two for it to even reach there. So there's a little bead of red flame that just detonates out. Oh, I guess I should roll damage.
Yeah. So you guys,
Just
what
to
you
see how they go.
So how first off, how do you want to cast this? Like, you are 150 feet away. You see two boats in front. You see this beautiful bronze trireme, and you see that there is definitely a hole closer towards the stern, the backside. I want to say. I think that's what it is. Yeah, the back, the stern, where it did take a hit from that flaming ballista. They're currently putting out the flames. You see that it is a beautiful ship. It is a work of art. It has angles. It has bronze. It has some gold. It has war paint on there. Like I said, there's 2 levels of where people are rowing.
Dex.
The 2 decks where there's the Roseman, and on the other side you see a relatively like unscathed barbarian ship.
Yeah, so given it's kind of a low damage roll, I'll say that she probably wanted to err on the side of making sure not to hit the Amazonian ship, just trying to like detonate a blast up, in the mast and ignite some of the sails of the barbarian ship. I know they have oars as well, but I think these ships usually still have a lot of sail power. And yeah, just make sure that these barbarians don't think this is just a merchant ship that couldn't couldn't fuck with them. But then she's also got 2 more of these that she can use if she wants to.
That's true.
And she might follow the first one up like very quickly with one that's like directed more on the deck of the barbarian ship, like where the crew is gathered and are firing arrows or whatever weapons they're firing off. Maybe that if she sees like whatever the weapon was that inflicted that damage on the Amazonian ship, she'll target and try to detonate the fireball right on that weapon.
Yeah, absolutely. So there would be a couple. And you can see definitely that the barbarian ship, the way it was going to try and the way it was about to fight was it was angling itself to ram into the Amazon ship, but the Amazon ship also has a ramming as well, and so they're constantly in this weird maneuver of trying to fight each other while also trying to get into position to ram each other. So it's an interesting dance. However, are you trying to do this like 1 second? Okay, sorry. I hit my mic and it went off for a second. What did you say? Yeah.
Right off the bat and like just try to use most of this arsenal immediately, because it does say fireball does note that it does like ignite flammable objects very like because it's a big fucking fireball. So yeah, so she'll send the second one out if that's okay, like right after the first.
And there's also something I forgot about. After the first one, I think Mythos might see the opportunity to draw his bow and shoot an arrow at the boat as well. Doesn't matter where it hits, but it explodes with a thunderous.
And
Oh, right.
and while Mythos is doing that dope thing, I'm going to see if I can particularly hit the helmsman again to try to fire rune him to see if I can just restrain the person piloting their ship.
Absolutely. Now that you guys are closer, you can see the people on the deck. So like 600 feet away is really far, but 100 feet away, way easier to see. So, and you guys are getting closer. So this is...
Well,
so
for 100... So I was saying, for 100 feet, Andromeda would also start shooting.
Yeah, I will get you in get that after this little round here. That's sick. I love Mighty Marksman.
Oh wow, that's such better damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so follow up on the weapon.
To look up.
Let me just get my calculator, guys, because I do have
Fireballs.
how much the trireme actually has. It's a war trireme, so it can take a lot of damage. I'm just letting you guys know.
Varia was also like, hopefully this second blast hit people as well. Some of these barbarians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Personally, I wasn't trying to like sink the ship as much as like making them run away.
Yeah, I guess Hesperia's thought here is they'll just like, we're just showing up, blast them, and letting the Amazonians come in. Like that was, I guess, how I thought this was going. Yeah, like do like a, assist. Come by, pull out our gun, shoot. Yeah, roll down the window, throw out a few fireballs, explode.
So the map is reloading, and I don't see any of the rules anymore. But I rolled a natural 15 on the longbow attack.
I accidentally hit a point where I transport, so that is my bad. I'm so sorry. This should be the correct. On my screen, it is correct. Let me know if it's reloading on yours. But you said a 15.
I'm just
natural 15, so I think a total of 20.
20? Ooh, that's good. Yes, that would hit. 20 will hit. Okay, so first things first. You guys get to the 150 mark, and you see Hesperia just like, kind of. How are you like?
Rolls up her sleeve, shows off the bracers, like makes like the most grandiose. Like you guys might have seen her in the she does like emphasize the casting motions with like components and stuff, but these ones she'd really play up since she's kind of like the on stage kind of thing. Okay. Make sure to like make big motions and just throw these 2 blasts out.
Okay, so you guys see her just
stare, like maybe cackle a little bit, like after they detonate, like bodies like go,
Okay, so that was
I don't know if they go flying or not, but
21
that's my
so
image.
52. So 52 damage.
Yeah. Fireball damage.
So you guys see like these like little pinpoints of like it looks like a flare, one flare, and then the second one right after, and you see the impact the mast, and the mast explodes. It just obliterates. It's on fire. It falls across the deck and into the water, and then the second one hits onto the deck itself, closer towards the front of the closer to the front, and then Mythos, like right after that second one, or just right after Hesperia launches, you do your Mighty Marksman. Are you muted? Oh, he's muted.
Yeah, I was muted. So like I say, he's not really aiming for anyone in particular, just on the deck to do the thunder wave, more chaos on their deck, right?
Perfect. So you go ahead and you shoot. Just for funsies, can you roll a to see what you hit?
That would be a crit.
Who would you like to crit? What would you like to crit? Like, are you you just want to create? You saying you just want to create havoc, or are you like looking at one particular target and you're like, I'm gonna hit that person?
I'm critting the sea.
The sea itself.
Fuck the water.
Fuck Sidon. I mean, yeah. No, I don't really have anything in mind. I think maybe with a crit, he lands it like perfect, like center deck. The arrow hits, and it's got that moment where it's like, thunk. And I picture like a couple of people like look over to it, like, is that an arrow? And then it goes, crackle, crackle, boom. And just from a 10-foot radius, just like knocks people back, right? Sends up a few splinters in the air. Yeah.
Okay, so what is it? So 20? What would be? Can you just roll damage? Because I'm minusing off on this, just in case you guys sink the ship. I don't know. Nice.
Okay. Ansel, you laugh, but I crit the ocean is a major plot point of the new Borderlands game.
Okay. And Calder, go ahead. You rolled a 20. So if you could roll damage.
So it's only 7 piercing, but the biggest thing, and well, given it's a barbarian, good chance they'll succeed. I am trying to use the fire rune to restrain the person piloting their ship.
I mean, they might be like a barbarian. It's like a social, cultural thing rather than a class thing.
Barbarian twink.
Yeah, Like, he's the helmsman for a reason, right? Like, he's not the strongest.
16.
Oh,
All right.
shit. He's the strongest.
He's strong. Well, he rolled an 11, but then he had +5. So you shoot him, and you see there is a jolt. You can see, like, first off, these are all in succession. So there's this big booming. There's three huge booms. One is fire crackling as this explodes. 2 of these fireballs. Things are on fire, and next to they're like from the center of the ship, you see the fire just go like a nuclear explosion. Just goes. Whoosh. Fire goes like a mushroom cloud as the thunder wave, the arrow that Mythos shot, pushes all the fire out. And splinters everywhere. You see bodies flying off of the ship, just the Wilhelm scream, like or whatever. I'll get to it. As just bodies fall, like, but the bodies hit the floor or the water is what's going on. You see, though, because you have very good eyesight, Calder, you absolutely did hit the barbarian helmsman, and you can see him lurch forward over the wheel, and you thought maybe for sure maybe like, oh, maybe he's down, but he kind of like gets back up and he looks and he points, but there's an arrow in his shoulder. You hit him, but he's hardy enough that even without like all this crazy armor, with him and his thick leathers and like hardiness, he just was able to withstand some of the attack. But Their ship don't look good, y'all. And you see the Amazons over on the other side look at you guys, and as they are assessing the situation, as they are also moving their ship because they're not sure if you're a friend or a foe just yet. Andromache, because you guys are going pretty fast, you are almost within the 100-foot range. What would you like to do?
I'm muted. Sorry. I want to, just see if I can't find a helmsman and just take some pot shots.
Oh, absolutely. If you want to target the same person that Calder was targeting?
Yep.
Okay, go for it.
I'm gonna do these not with the damage bonus, just to make sure I hit.
That hits.
23. I'm just gonna roll them all. Guessing the 9 doesn't hit.
I'm sorry.
It's alright. There's a big wise goes wide, and that one goes wide.
That goes wide too, sorry.
So the first one, she gets excited that it hits, and it does 7 damage, and then it's like, oh right, and then in her excitement, she just throws them way off course.
Like the mental image too, like since these are like chakrams, like he's Andromache's having to lead like the ship like significantly and such, and like just seeing like this big arch as they come back, she's just like nah. I mean, like the most badass fucking thing ever.
Yeah,
this
they are
halfling like stood up on like the edge of the ship.
Well, because the most important thing about these throws is that they get back to her. So
yeah, exactly.
He's
exactly.
like, okay, we're losing these, so I'm making sure they come back more than I'm hitting my shot.
I've never hoped for you to finally drop them.
I can't drop them.
Can't drop them.
If you roll back to back nat ones, don't you?
I reroll natural ones.
Right, but
only the first time though.
Yeah,
Only
you
the
can
first
only
time,
reroll.
really?
Yeah, so if you rolled a second nat 1, the chakram wouldn't return to you.
Yeah, well.
But I mean, obviously that's an insane.
Okay, well,
chance.
I don't want you guys to keep talking about it because you're gonna fucking jinx it. So get out of my.
Get out of my head!
So Andromache, as you throw these chakrams and they come back after the second and almost towards the third throw, you hear war cries of excitement as they recognize what a chakram is, and it's really only Amazons that have chakrams. So at this point, as they are maneuvering, you kind of have a feeling that they know, or they have a feeling that you are on their side.
Yeah, I think I don't know if they can hear, but she would let out like her Amazonian battle cry in response.
I would say with this, in this particular circumstance, they absolutely could. So they cry out, and then you cry out, and then you guys are synchronized together. And now all out, the barbarian ship is turning hightail to get the hell out. What would you guys like to do?
Is there any sense that like? Is there any? Yeah, actually, I do think a spirit, like hearing like the Amazonians yelling and Andromache yelling in response to spirit, you'd probably join in, like mimicking the sound. He's fucking into this shit. But
Andromache kind of like looks over and like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
She just does like, whoa, like people cheering like a sporting event. If one person starts cheering, the rest of the crowd does. That thing. Is there any sense like you could Hesperia doesn't know shit about boats really, but is there any sense that like this ship is too badly, like the Amazons will absolutely be able to like catch and harry this ship, given the state of like their sails and such?
For those of you who are interested in knowing this information, please go ahead and roll an intelligence check.
22.
22. So
just a straight up and down intelligence?
I was, a straight, because this is like understanding boats. I would say, this would be like intelligence.
No, nothing.
Oh, nothing. That's okay.
You're distracted by Hesperia being like, ah!
Yeah.
He's like, stop that, don't do that, no. We want to do appreciation, not appropriation.
Sorry, I didn't know.
Okay, intelligence check 22, absolutely fine. You can see, even without their masks, they do have oarsmen. Even though they lost a lot of people on their deck for their like immediate weaponry, they you can see that in being very in sync, they you can see the oars come out or come like unhook up and then come out as they are rowing away. Their main mast is absolutely gone, I believe, because there was like a 2-3 mast ship. It's pretty large.
Sure.
The second mast is gone, but like the smaller one towards like closer to the back is not in the best shape, but it's enough. And you can see that if the Amazons wanted to fuck them up and wanted to chase them, they absolutely could. But this is still, again, it's a hardy ship, and you would be taking time to do this.
Maybe I'll give him one more like bit of help and throw my last fireball at the helmsman that is still clinging to the wheel.
Yes,
And
he's
just
still
detonate
alive.
it just right there.
He has
Just
2 arrows in
like,
him.
Yeah, just detonate it right on. Try to detonate it right on the wheel.
Yeah, it's still within range, so absolutely.
$23
23.
points of damage.
Yeah, that's good. So you go ahead and you hit over there, and you basically blow off the wheel and the helmsman. He is no more. It is just a firing wreck, and you can see people just kind of like jumping off the sides of the boat. They are still rowing away. There are some people that are trying to maybe salvage, but again, unless you guys want to pursue and try to sink the boat, or if you guys want to continue forward, like what would you guys like to do? It definitely looks like they can no longer fight the barbarians.
Just for flavor, Hesperia's like I imagine like she's been like making her way back along the railing of the ship. I guess we're sailing past, she'll just like yell out. Almost certainly can't be heard over like all the chaos and such. But like, hey, if you see them, tell him I've got one of those for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we just kind of like call out cheers of victory and just tell them, fucking run, you little scummy barbarians.
So out of character, I would say it would be sick to tell everyone about how Mythos sunk a battleship with a longbow.
With a single arrow, he's...
Oh,
you got
barbarian ship to the bottom of the ocean.
Hesperia's just gonna be like, I lit it entirely on fire. Yes, but the arrow. The arrow.
It doesn't sound as cool that way.
With a single arrow and several fireballs, I sunk a ship single-handedly. With some...
Yeah, you guys are 60 feet now, but the captain is starting to turn the ship because, like he said, he doesn't want to get in too much in range. What is it what you guys would like to do? You can see that victory is imminent.
So, if the Amazons are gonna chase that pirate ship down and like take their prisoners and shit, then I think we just like throw them a Thylia thumbs up, and be on our way.
And that's exactly what they're doing. You can see them angling their ship so that they can ram them with their the ram head. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if Andromache is any indication, the Amazons are bloodthirsty as hell, and I don't want to stick around to get caught up in their whirlwind.
They're
Don't
going
want
to
to get
turn.
between an Amazon and her prey.
They're about to turn this stretch of sea into a new sea of gore, so we can just be on that.
Yep, exactly.
All
The
right.
aftermath is like we're sailing away. Hesperia might just be like, man, we should become Amazons. They're fucking they're awesome.
Andromache
This is
just
why- this is-
nods aggressively.
This is why you let the women. This is why you let the women fight.
Oh, I've
but-
got
but
some.
but
I've got
pretty
some
neat
stories
little-
for you.
Pretty neat little little like what was that? Like a little that was nice. That was nice, Mythos. I'm glad you helped.
Indeed. Yeah.
Like,
And
I
then
think you might have.
I
I
think
think you
he
might
turns
have.
right from that to talking to these sailors, and he's like, yeah, with a single shot.
And Junkie just like rolls her eyes, seeing him like.
Hesperia is
They're
definitely like on the
eating,
other side of the soldier. Like he sprained an ankle.
But it's funny
As they
because like
burned from
not
Hesperia, Valen rose his fire.
all of the because not all of the like it's almost like an all hands on deck, but not everyone is able to see what you're doing, Hesperia, until like they just see you do, like you are very much like okay you had very much made it a show, but so did Mythos. So both of you together, they kind of get it, but they are eating up the story of a single arrow.
You planted it now. It lit fires. It like summoned chakras.
It's like with a single arrow, the heroes of the Golden Showers as a collective had rained down wrath and wrath whatever to a ship that exploded it as loud as fire and thunder, and successfully took it down. And basically that is a story that has been circulating of the single arrow from the heroes of the wrong campaign, the heroes of the Golden Showers. I was gonna say the oak heroes of the
Golden Oak.
Yeah, the Golden Oak.
That's a tree that's just been peed on too many times.
Yeah. And so you guys turn around. As you guys are turning around, you can hear, and if you guys choose, you can turn around and see the Amazon ship ram into the barbarian ship, cleaving it in half as they are going really fast. And like very much the Titanic, in half.
Hesperia.
Celine Dion plays in the background.
Hesperia is definitely like climbing up the rigging to get a look, keep this in vision as long as she can. Watch the burning ship and such.
Absolutely. So you can see the ship is sinking. It is on fire. It's sinking. The Amazons, you can actually see that there might be some casters on board, as there are certain shapes of water that come out of the sea and wrap around the ship so that it does not catch on fire. You can see people pointing down at survivors, and some of them are getting either shot at, or some of them are allowed to come on board. It seems that they're negotiating if they want to be prisoners or not. I'm not entirely sure. But it is exactly what Mythos says. If these are Amazons are bloodthirsty and they will wreck you up. They do not turn around. They do not look back to as if they're circling back towards you guys. They are leaving you alone. From your vantage point, if you are looking out, since you guys are still relatively close, if you're looking back, they do have some eyes on you. There's some people that are pointing. There's some people that are alailing. I think that's what it is when you go la 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 la, that. And Andromache, if you reply back, then you guys know that you have done a favor. It has been recorded, and you part ways. Andromache, you know that it is a bit of a code, especially Amazon to Amazon, where if one helps, it is a favor in a sense. It is something that you should always do, and it's also considered a favor, where it's like, I did this, can you also do this as well? And it is always rewarded back.
Cool. Awesome.
So there's
Shit, we should have gotten that ship's name. That way we could write out an IOU and get a
send an invoice.
Yeah.
Invoice. Little diversion as you guys get back on course. I will not have you guys roll an omen this night or this time, as you guys are looking ahead and you see an island in the distance. You see what looks to be a big island, and as you guys get a little bit closer, you see that it's really from this point of where you can see, it's two islands, but they're very, very close to each other with a little bit of like a rock in between, maybe a connecting point. And you guys are heading towards it. And as night is starting to fall, Gaia and now everybody else, you're hearing a song And it's Gaia. It's the song that you have been hearing for the past few nights since since the second night you've started. And Calder, you are recognizing the song is the song of what your wife used to sing. But now everyone's hearing this. And you can see flying around above the island are sirens. And that's where we're going to take a break.
Ooh.
All right.
Like to imagine a freeze frame as like right when the break happens, right, like guy like grabs like Calder's hands and like, it's my god, and like freezes like mid like, yeah, and then like jumping into the air.
High five! Ah! Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be
Amazing.
back in
Love it.
about 10 minutes or so, or well, we'll make it even. So 15. So we'll come back at 10, which is 11 Eastern
10?
time. 10.
Okay.
Okay. All right. See you guys soon. Bye. Oh, actually, can you
Damn.
guys- Sorry. We are alive after a little bit of a prolonged break and a pretty interesting conversation that like turned into this what conversation afterwards. We get back to it. You guys just finished aiding in an Amazon versus a barbarian war where you had aided the Amazons and basically obliterating the barbarian ship and then allowing the Amazons to go ahead and finish it off by ramming them and doing whatever they do. Not entirely sure. Though you guys did garner some type of favor, whether you know it or not, and if it was to be called upon or pointed out, you probably would be able to easily lay a claim. However that would look like. And afterwards, a few hours in, you guys come upon what looked like a single island, and it kind of broke up into two with maybe something in between that allowed some type of transverse, some type of bridge system. Lost the words here. And I will go ahead and move you guys over if y'all are ready.
Is there like any like knowledge we might have going in of an island in the Cerulean Sea that has sirens on it? Is this like a legend, a myth, anything like that?
There used to be, like in the far, far, far off past, there used to be an island that was home of the sirens, but some great calamity happened and that island disappeared underneath the waves. In terms of another society on an island, you're not entirely sure. This is...
Yeah, I mean, I would
was
imagine
saying-
that Gaia that has even no recollection of something like this too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you intend for us to have like normal token vision to only see out 30 feet or so. That's
Yeah,
the
because
situation.
I'm trying to figure out how I can block your guys' vision of,
There's
like,
a really cool
certain...
module for that I can
Oh, yeah, really?
double check. Yeah, I think just let you like draw squares or things like that just very quickly. Okay, yeah, just making sure.
Okay.
Anyone
Let me
does
see if
have.
this works.
It's saying I don't have any tokens with vision.
You don't have a token on this map. Look at that.
What?
Oh, game's paused, so I can't step around the ship to be like, aha. Oh, Mythos can see, yeah. Mythos can see everything. Alright, so we kicked Calder off the ship. Good job. I think that was a little bit
We kept
extreme,
his
you
cat,
guys,
though.
but
We kept Hyperion. No Calder, though.
So we mugged him and took his cat.
his astral companion cat.
Hey, you never
We
seen
didn't do anything. Hyperion decided to stay.
No, Hyperion just sat there and watched it happen and just was like, "This is fine. I'm going to nap."
Hyperion looks at us like, my middle name is Smudge.
My middle name is Smudge. Good lord. I love it. Okay, let me... Is this gonna work? Hold up, I don't think.
Oh.
Okay. Let me see if this works. If it doesn't, then, well, F me. Is it token vision? No, unrestricted range.
That'll let us see as far until there's like a wall that stops us from seeing things. So we can see like the coastline a little bit, like
Poop.
shit.
I give up.
That's fine. We don't need more. I was just making sure. I know that's something I forget when it's daytime in Token Land.
In token land. Is it wall? Left? Wait. Sight restriction? Normal? Is that what that is? Yeah, guys, I don't know how to use this software whatsoever. It's only been like almost 2 years. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if you guys can see that. Anyway, moving forward. One more time. Okay, we'll see. We'll see if this works. I could reset. Haha, yes!
There we go.
It did thing. It did something. And it worked. Okay. Sorry about that. Sorry. So as you guys come up to this island, you see that it's an island that there's two parts to this island. There is the main island that you see directly south, north, no, it's south. It is south. Directly south, and the one that's a little bit more east. And you can kind of look like it's pretty big, but it also has a higher elevation. So there is a portion where you see like a strait where you can go in and you can park your boat, which I can allow. If you guys would like to disembark, you can and move yourselves to the boat if you'd like for ambient reasons. And you can see that there are hills. These are dune-like beaches. It's covered in green, and it's covered in palm trees and exotic foliage and all that fun stuff. You can see that there's another part up here that there is a higher elevation, and you cannot see that right now. But that's where you see that a lot of the sirens are like they were flying. As you guys get closer, they are landing. And the song, oh no, I'm loading back in, and the song is, let me bring this, I don't know what happened, my camera went to a different screen.
Same.
Whatever you guys do, do not hit the anchor. I think it's the anchor. Can I delete the anchor? How do I delete the anchor?
What happens if I click the anchor now? You can't tell me not to touch the anchor.
Well,
I didn't
it's
want
funny-
to touch the anchor until
It's
you told
funny
me
you
not
said
to.
that because before you made the changes of light, I was spam clicking it and nothing happened for me.
Oh, well,
The game was paused, I think, during that point.
oh.
Man, I might have been it.
I see
I couldn't help
everybody's-
myself. I clicked the anchor.
Everybody's name went to an anchor.
It did. I'm gonna delete this anchor. I'll figure out how to delete the anchor. 1 second.
There's another anchor.
There's
Oh yeah, I
three
broke it again.
Ah, don't touch the anchor.
I don't know why I clicked it.
It leads you
Wait, it
to
brought me back.
It leads you to a different. Yeah, it leads you to a different
Click
thing.
the anchor and it kicked Calder off the boat.
There's two anchors.
Calder, were you able to come back? No. Let me bring you back.
I'm still on the loading screen. Foundry takes forever for me to load initially.
Okay, I'm moving you back in. Zine. Okay.
The song.
Song. Yes. So they are more landing. The song stops basically. Seems to be like your arrival has been noted. But no one seems to come down that you see, except for actually Kelder, you're passive. You see one like small winged probably siren come down, and that's it. But that siren lands in the tree somewhere, like here or
Are
something.
they
like
still
that.
singing? Or is
No,
the song over?
the song, the song abruptly ended. It seems that when you guys arrived, or you guys looked like you're making your way to possibly come ashore. Not sure.
So as we're
Okay.
kind of gathering on the boat and examining all this, Asperia might kind of. That song. This was the song you were singing, Gaia. Is this your home?
No, not my home, but this is the song I was singing. I've heard them singing it the last few nights, and I was singing with them, but I'm gonna.
Like you heard.
I'll be right back, and she like takes off a little bit, like towards
Hold
the
up.
island.
Hold up.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. She goes, sorry. I'm just kind of.
No, like Asperia will like move to follow. Okay, hold up. Like
Okay.
Asperia wasn't going
Like
to fucking.
you're flying?
Oh,
Yeah, like,
she's
I'm gonna
flying. I thought
take-
take off. Wait,
Take off, like literally like wings.
Yeah.
In case
feel
it's
free to move.
dangerous. Wait. Like let us get the
Can I
short too.
throw? As Gaia like flies off the ship, Mythos like kind of like one-handed scoops Marcos off his shoulder and like tosses him up into the air, And Arcos like spreads his wings, catches, and flies off after Gaia.
The golden
I
snitch.
I 100% thought you were gonna say you throw Andromache after him.
I thought you were gonna try to lasso me for some reason.
I thought you were
Can
gonna
we,
laugh
like,
at me.
Catch me and like, you get back here.
Should we go? Should we be?
Gaia's okay. These are her people.
Yeah, but I want to meet them too. Not
Well,
every
I
day.
think if
just
we're
gonna go-
welcome, Gaia will come get us.
I'm just gonna go perch on this rock, and I'm gonna start singing the song.
She just wants to sing along with them. She's not the. She's good at bargaining and singing and blessing, but I mean.
You start singing, and you don't really hear like a mass back, but you do hear someone matching you somewhere along the beach down here, but you don't see them. It's not with your perception, not with your passive
Sure.
perception.
Let me just check something real quick. Do I have anything that would just like be neato to throw on this? Probably not. Okay. Gaia's going to, hearing this, like the song kind of retort, she's gonna like, jump down onto, oh, that's a wall. Can't pass the wall. She's gonna try to jump up over like here, and start singing and presenting, like, or I guess singing louder or like in a more curious tone and like kind of looking in that general direction.
Okay. You see coming from, you see like a kind of like, you've done this before when you're really young, like a young, when you're a wee little siren and you're getting your wings like figured out and stuff like that. You kind of like hop from one place to another and you float and all that fun stuff. You're very still light at this time. You see another siren kind of like hanging on a tree a little bit like Peter Pan wise, and they're just like looking at you, and you're singing and you're curious and she's singing back and she's curious, and you see like this younger siren, a youth even, but she doesn't get like too close. She just like is looking. She has a little bit of wild hair and
Okay, so okay, I think Gaia, recognizing that this is a younger individual, without breaking like this song, I guess she's gonna do like she'll do like a small little like dance move, like a twirl into like a curtsy towards like the little one, and then like gesture her hand to reciprocate the motion to see if she'll follow suit.
okay.
See if maybe I can get her to dance a little.
You go ahead and you do a dance, and then she looks at you. She's like, "What?" And like kind of stops her singing a little bit as you're doing something that maybe she's never seen before. Not entirely sure, but she seems like genuinely curious, and she's like kind of just waiting. She's like waiting for. She's not entirely sure what you're doing. She's just observing, but she's not leaving, and she's not like being aggressive either. She's just kind of like watching.
Sure.
Like, oh.
Okay. Well, seeing the curiosity, Gaia's just gonna continue singing the song, but do like her full like dance routine that she learned with Sina in the old woods, with like that old style like belly dancing to an extent, and just dance and sing for however long the song takes, a few minutes, but try to just show that like I am not hostile. I am I do what you guys do. I'm about it. I'm one with the crew on the ship.
Okay. As you get to as you kind of flow with the music, because it's the song of both like hope and despair and joy and sadness and anger and solitude and all this stuff. It's like it's different, but it's beautiful. And as she's singing this, it's like this is something that is like in your bones and your soul. And she's like kind of trying to move like you, but it's kind of watching a toddler trying to dance where they're just kind of like bending their knees and like moving. They think they're moving their hips with their entire body, and it's just like really awkward but really adorably and like you get it. And then like towards the end of the song you see her like and then you stop dancing, and then the song ends, and then it's kind of quiet for a second, and then she just like zips over to you. Of course she's a little bit younger, so it takes her a little bit more, and she goes and she just like rushes right up to you, and just you can see that she looks like she's a kid that gets into shit basically.
Sure.
And she's like, what is that? I want to do that. What is that? With your hips and your feathers and your butt. And then you do this with the chest. I don't have them yet. They're coming soon, though, I was told.
Okay. Well, let's slow down here, little one. Well, why don't we start off by introducing ourselves? My name is Gaia, and who are you?
I'm Anhea.
And hey, it's wonderful to meet you. I would love to teach you what I do. It's called, I'm sure you all dance here, but we have a different form of dancing where I'm from. And I would love to spend time and teach you, but there's a couple things that I need to do first. Are you the only one here, or do you live with a village or a tribe?
Oh, I am with my people. They're over there. We don't stay anywhere very long. We kind of come to one place and then we leave, and we're kind of nomadic that way, because from what I've been told in all the stories, that all the bad people are still bad and we're the only good people. Mostly because those guys over there, those bad people, the land dwellers, they're over there. And she points to the other island. They like are stupid.
She pointed to the mainland.
Not the mainland. It's the island next door over here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
just over to the right. She's like they're the land walkers, and they are apparently stupid. They like to shoot at things for no reason at all and make all these loud noises, and then they start laughing. It's just I don't get it really. But apparently people are like them. While they don't bother us too much sometimes, they like to, like, your boat is probably not safe. I'm not going to lie. You may want to leave. But I don't want you to.
Well, that's great to know. I don't plan on leaving just yet. We can fend for ourselves. That's actually a big, one of the big questions. I don't want to intrude or be invasive, but I would love for me and my friends to speak to your tribe. Is it okay if we take some time here? Can we dock the boat?
Oh, yes, of course. You must come. You must come. You must talk to C. You must talk to Quinn. And you must talk to Sila. And you must talk to Liero. And you must come. Because you seem different.
I will take that as a compliment. Thank you. Let me go tell my friends that they can come up on shore. Maybe you can go tell whoever is the head bird for your tribe to maybe meet me back here. I'd love to have a small introductory conversation, not to rustle any feathers.
Yes, that would be Quinn. Now, Quinn is someone who does not trust easily, and
That's fine.
she don't have too many weapons out. We have
Understood.
our own, and she kind of like wiggles her clawed toes. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Good to know. I will go speak to the crew, and I will meet you back here shortly.
Oh my gosh, are we friends?
Oh, absolutely. We were friends since you started singing on the island.
I am so excited. I am kind of the only young one Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm the most responsible one, though. Everyone else is really young. I'm the oldest. Anyway, I don't have friends that much. And so now you are my friend. What is your name again?
Gaia
Gaia. I'm Anhea.
and Hea. I will do my best to remember that, but I might mess it up once or twice.
Call me Anne.
Perfect. Anne it is. Alright, I will be back in a jiffy, and I take off towards the ship.
Okay. And then she takes off towards the
A different direction.
a different direction, south.
Pronounce
Alright,
Giphy, Onslow.
You get out.
I'm about to say, you're gonna start
We're
an
taking this
argument.
conversation offline.
Argument for days. This is Monopoly at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the boat and let everyone know. There's a tribe of sirens here. I met a kid. We're gonna park the boat, but there's that island over there has a potentiality of maybe wanting to shoot us.
What?
TBD. And if we could, in trusting manners, not have any weapons drawn when they approach, that would be swell. Mythos, I know you kind of got
shot them like
Everybody
a
looks at
shotgun.
Mythos.
You would have heard that and be like, "Oh."
Did we see the sirens that were like flying around and stuff? Did we see any of them land on the other island, or was it all like this one?
It was only this
Close.
one.
Okay, okay.
Mythos kind of looks at himself, looks down at himself, looks back up to Gaia and goes, I don't think it's the axe they worry about when people see me.
Right. Honestly, I think that you would probably be the exception, right? If all of us are no weapons and you're looking very docile, I'd be like, he's our muscle, and we're not gonna not have him be muscle, right?
Right. You make a lot of sense. It's the circlet, right?
Nope.
No, I'm just.
You-
I'm
do
playing.
you-
I jest. You've always
do
made
you-
sense, Gaia.
To be honest, everyone, and I'll hold up the bracelet. I'm just wearing this. I'm not attuned to it. It does. I don't want to change that about me. I like me. It's just a nice color.
You can notice because she said bracelet, and it's obviously a circlet.
It's
You know
meant to
what
be
I mean.
worn on your head.
It's a headband, is it not? Or is it a circlet?
It is a headband.
It's a headband, which
Otherwise known as a circlet.
Oh,
headbands emphatically not worn on your wrist.
I mean,
I imagine.
now
like
that
a
you say it though, if it's like
Like
a
it's actually an
nylon head,
Alaskan,
stretchy
like, yeah.
headband,
Yeah.
yeah, that you
Yeah.
wear, like that would totally go with your fanny pack.
Yeah, that
It's
that
the
is
silly
the first
band, but it's the
impression
shape of a brain.
But
Did
yes.
they? Are we just stopping here for the day? What is?
I would like to just spend a little bit of time here, if that's okay.
Sure.
I mean, it's yeah.
I'm just wondering where just
You
just
can. It's not. It's like it's not really our boat.
should we? I mean,
So you got to do the
it-
persuasion roll because you're good at it.
well, it's our boat. Like,
It's our boat.
I get it. That, like,
They
the
can't go anywhere
captain-
without our protection, so.
Right. They also can't go anywhere. Like, if they try to strand us, we just, incinerate them. So, I think they know that. I don't think, yeah. Alright, yeah, sure. I've always wanted to meet an island of strange, isolated sirens that might kill us, or their neighbors might kill us. Let's go.
We'll see. I imagine we can take like a little dinghy to the to the shore.
Yeah.
A little rowboat action.
Though we may not want to go too far from the ship if whoever the inhabitants of the other islands are might be pirate.
Yeah, maybe we
I mean, they
want
can't be like.
the boat, the island between this island between the other one and the boats to give us as long as the most coverage as possible.
Could you
She
just
called
have
them land dwellers. Whoever resides on that island.
We could just have the boat sail out a little bit and send Ornithia or
Yeah, that too. We could have
out
the
to
boat not be
alert.
closed.
When you say land dwellers, Calder looks at himself and everyone else on the boat that doesn't have wings.
Yeah, I don't. I
It
don't
does
know.
kind of sound like a slur.
It doesn't sound like a nice term. I'll fill the
What if
group in
these
with
what if these
what the
sirens
little-
are just super
Land
racist?
dwellers derogatory.
Yeah.
Brackets.
future episodes. Landowners still derogatory.
Sure. But yeah, we'll head out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can leave Ornithia on the ship and have her. Basically, I'll just instruct her to like come find us if anything goes wrong.
Oh, I was thinking have like send the boat out and we could like send Ornithia as a sign to come for the boat to come in and pick us up.
Well,
Like have them anchor
we
and
could.
fish or something.
I can send Hyperion or Arcos could also go and do the kind of.
Ornithia, Hyperion, and
go.
Arcos can all hang out and do
Yeah,
like fun
okay.
animal companion things.
Oh,
That's
guys.
cute.
They'll actually they're gonna sit around a
Next
little
week?
table and play. You
Yeah,
know,
play cards.
Jared's gonna be the
Next
card
week?
dealer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all
So,
play
like-
our little companions and mounts for
Well-
a session.
Like there's this thing where like they're pretty sure they're the heroes of Thylea and we're their
and they got these big slow companions that go
That
around
feed
and
them,
do stuff.
you know, sometimes. Except I guess that 2 of them don't eat. I don't assume Ornithia eats.
No, she's a construct.
Hey, constructs can eat.
They just don't do anything.
Yeah, did you see that on Friday?
Okay. So it sounds like you guys are
Yeah,
on
we'll head
coming
out.
on the island.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll just move you guys so you don't have to worry about. Oh, no.
You think they might have like treasure or something?
If they do, it's theirs.
I wasn't saying we're going to steal it. I was just wondering if you thought like they might have like that's how the stories are, like the buried treasure or thing. That what if they have there's treasure on this island and they don't even know? They said
That would be kind of fun.
we should look for it.
Who buries treasure? Like, it doesn't do you any good buried. You go spend it or invest it somewhere. You don't hide it.
You bury it so
Put it in
that
a tax-free savings chest.
you bury it so that you don't have to pay taxes on it.
Yeah, and the Bank of Eregia won't steal it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Good
Alright.
point.
I'm talking about stuff now. All right. So you guys, as you make your way, you see see short stacks immediately, Gaia, and then you also see 2 others kind of flanking her as they make their way down and onto the beach. Oh, she's
Oh.
hidden. Sorry.
Quinn looks like a little bit more than a village leader.
They touch down, and you can see that you see one person here who it looks like she is all in armor. It is light armor. It is leather, full with a helmet, with a sword, sheathed. But you can see that she carries a presence with her, and she looks at you guys intimidatingly, almost.
Sure.
And then you see another more like nicer looking person. Looks to be about
Good cop, bad
male. A little, pardon?
Good cop, bad cop.
Good cop, bad cop, basically. And he looks down over and says something to the girl, and then looks back up and just kind of gives you guys a nod, but is very curious. And his sight, instead of it being like intimidating or very pointed, mistrusting, is more of like, who are you? Kind of a little bit of questioning and more of the inquisitive look instead of the what do you want type of look.
Okay. Guy will just kind of like do a little curtsy bow, like, good morning. It's morning, right? Great to meet you. I would imagine one of you are Quinn, probably the one that
Looks like a
Look-
badass.
Looks like a badass. Yeah, that's a good way of wording it. My name is Gaia, and this is my companions, and we're the heroes of Thylea, just kind of traversing the seas and looking to stop for a brief moment of respite on your humble little abode. I heard your singing and thought it'd be fun to mingle. She like turn around like I'm so nervous.
You're very
And
far.
Grumpy
and
will
so
just
you guys
like
are
pat her on the
basically yell-
shoulder and say, like, you're doing fine.
You're a bit far, and so you guys are just yelling this and looking like, oh, I don't know.
Asperia will add in like after Gaia like turns around and says she's nervous. Have you been following us? To the. Gaia says she's heard you singing for the past few days.
Well, I've heard singing, but
You just said you heard them singing.
immediate-
Oh, I guess that meant today. I understand. My mistake.
Immediately after you say that, C steps up and says, "You have heard our song."
I have heard the song the last 3 nights in a row. Yes, I've been singing back.
He turns back to Quinn, and then Quinn looks back, and she just shakes her head. But C looks over at you, kind of like is questioning, and says, What time would you have heard these songs?"
Shortly after the moon has risen and the sun has set.
C looks back at Quinn and just like puts a hand over their mouth and like starts talking like urgently, and then Quinn just kind of purses her lips, and kind of just doesn't relax, but kind of just like huffs a bit, still critical of you guys, but there is definitely a different energy about this information. And
Okay.
C says, C continues, "We are nomadic. My name is C. This is Angea. And
What?
this is Quinn."
I'd imagine as we're conversating, I'm just gonna kind of like step up a little bit to not be so far. You know, like hands in front, can be seen, no weapons. You know.
Smart.
Well, it's,
Asperia would like just have her arms crossed.
Okay. Quinn
Well,
is
it's,
watching each of
good
you
to meet
like
you.
a hawk,
mhm,
pun intended.
like a siren. Well, it's great to meet you, C and Quinn. Good to see you again, An. I mean, was it not you singing to us, me, the last few nights? I mean, someone was singing, and I was singing back.
It is very rare, even for a siren, to have heard our song for 3 days in a row. Come find us successfully, as
Uh-huh.
well as sing back. Our song is not heard that far.
Uh, your song has made it very far. If that is your knowledge of where the song has gone. I am from the mainland, on the west coast, on the cliffsides by the ocean. And it's very far from here. Very far. And we sing it there.
It's true. That I can understand. We have met other sirens. What I mean is, our song does not reach that far, as in what you have heard.
Oh,
And
Okay.
you have heard our song.
I'll turn around to the group like, when I was singing the last few nights, was it just out of the blue? Like you all didn't hear it?
I didn't hear anything. I thought you were just singing because he felt like it.
When I came up onto the deck to listen, you were singing alone. That's why I asked you what you were singing.
I like slowly turn back around to the three of them, like, yeah,
She is kind of like a badass, though, guys. She's like favored by Thalia or whatever. So it kind of checks.
She's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, she's kind of a big. She's one of the heroes of Thalia. I mean,
Yeah.
it shouldn't be a
Big
surprise.
deal for a little siren.
Immediately,
Actually,
when
no,
you say that,
you're not small, right? You're a medium creature.
yeah, medium.
Sorry. Yeah. I keep thinking that you're small like a halfling, but you're not.
She's small
thought
like
that since the
Onslow.
beginning.
She's small like me IRL, yeah. About.
okay, like still hot, like taller than average female height. Let's see what you guys are saying small for. Quinn immediately when you say Thylea, she immediately puts her like, no, not spear, no, sorry. She puts her like full stance and she says, "You will keep Thylea's name in respect in your mouth."
Of course.
My
I'm
God,
sorry.
his
Hold on.
name.
I need to clarify out of game. Was
But
that
really-
don't you fucking disrespect Thylea in front of me, or don't you use her fucking name because I hate her?
No, is respect.
Okay.
Asperia is just kind of like,
Yeah, Thylea's my
Okay.
jam.
yeah, like what?
Yeah. I'll just kind of make a comment. I'll kind of chuckle. As like I could not disrespect her if I had tried. As I'll kind of just give off a brief glow of the energy she's provided, and like she fuels me every day to just like show a touch of the connection I have with her. It's like that soft green light.
Immediately
Thylea equals
when
coffee.
immediately when you do this and you show, their eyes widen and they all get down onto one knee with onto their knees, and like I don't want to say it's Katao, but they just look and they like have their hands up and they kind of like in a reverence. Even Quinn does this. They do this and they say respect to Thylea, respect to her Trozen, and then they stand back up. Quinn like puts a hand over her chest and then comes back down, and she puts it back down. She's like, "My apologies. We have been very much chased. We have been accosted, and we have been on the run, as they say, for generations, just to survive. We think it's because we have a touched one from the gods, Lero. And she has spoken many times of someone one day to come, speak with us, and to bring her to her. Bring you to her, to Lero."
As Quinn's speaking, Gaia's just gonna kind of like keep looking at Quinn, but like turn to whisper back to the group, like, "There's only so many prophecies that can be involved in, guys." Like,
Sorry,
okay.
guys said she's taken with the whole prophecy thing.
like
They already got one.
like kind of like palm towards your face, like,
If you can book her next week, my week's
yeah, call my agent.
My bad.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Send me a
never mind.
Gcal invite. I'll see if where I
I
can
do-
fit you in.
I do actually have just a quick,
That's God calendar, by the way.
quick question in case there's like danger here or something. The other island, evil or something? But you're like, you don't live here. You're just here now. What's on the other island?
And Quinn looks over at you and then looks over there and is like, "Ugh, just stupid pirates. But watch your ship. That's not an understatement. They will board your ship and they will try. Right now it looks like they're on a off season or so, whatever. Something about a Hydra. I don't know. They like just keep them drunk. They're just drunk all the time.
Are they like
Yeah.
evil, or are they just kind of chilling? Like, are they?
They
You know?
chill.
Okay.
They come over. Sometimes they do stupid stuff, and we put them back in their place, kick them out, and they chill.
Like
Do you ever just like
graffiti the trees, or
you ever
what?
pick them up by like with your feet and fly them back over there and drop them on their island?
Yes,
That sounds like fun.
it is
Um,
very gratifying.
One day when you grow up and get big and strong, you can.
one day, yes.
Yes, but most of the time we put it in the dragon water.
What is a dragon
Okay.
water?
Yeah. The follow up now to that question. That is the third question now. The dragon water. Dragging this water all over your
That
face.
sounds well. I mean, that sounds interesting. I was gonna say delightful, but probably not if you're dropping them in it.
It's deep enough. They're fine. They like it, I think. Creepy.
Is there a dragon in the dragon water? Is that why it's called the dragon water?
The bones of one, yes.
Oh my
And then there's,
god, I don't see this.
Oh.
but
Mythos like puts his hand over the top of the bucket, just like rests it there, the bucket that's hanging from his neck like a necklace. Yeah.
No, not your bones. No.
Yeah. You don't do
You,
shit.
you keep your bones. You get to keep your bones.
um, he said, she said, but we can talk. We would be very honored if you would come to our little abode, I suppose you can say. It's not much. We can feed you, you can rest, and you can talk to Lero.
As an aside, Andromache, since you're kind of in the back, the first time Quinn said Lero, you'd probably see like a visible reaction from Calder before he realizes she's probably not talking about the same person he thought of.
Okay, but they're definitely talking about the same
Okay.
person.
Like fucking better be.
I mean,
Yeah.
I saw the reaction IRL the first time the name was said. So that quadruple take you to.
Sparrow just kind of looked to Gaia. You see what she says.
Yeah, I would love to meet Leoro.
Lero.
Is that the name? Leoro.
There.
It's Leiro.
Leiro. Okay, I'm throwing an extra syllable in there. Got it. Not that good with the names. Okay. Yeah, I would love to come in and speak. Where we're going would we be able to see our ship? Because I don't want to leave them with the potentiality of being boarded by those pirates. I just want to make sure that we can keep eyes on it.
She grins. She's like, you can see all the islands.
Perfect. Then lead the way. I will say this, and this is not. I mean this in a non-disrespectful way. But my group cannot fly, so if there's a path we could walk, that would be wonderful.
She kind of looks, and she looks back. She's like, there is no walking. It is cliff. But
How? Can we see this cliff?
oh yeah, it's what's south. It's what's hidden. It's a
How-
different elevation.
Gotcha. How high is this cliff?
Pretty high.
Like 80 feet.
It's so
hundreds of
there's 3 levels. There is the lowest level, which is going to be this. Can't really see it, but what's over here, this side, this cliff here, is about like 75 feet. There is a bridge here that connects, that's lower to higher, and that's taller, so it's about 100 feet. And then this, like, it's very tall. It's 120, 130.
Okay.
Between 100, like depending on elevation, 120 is the lowest, 140 is the highest. So you can't really see what's behind here. She says islands.
What if we had like a picnic out on the beach?
Would Plato be able to come down here?
Sure, if you'd like that, it's fine. I can ask her. I can go.
I just don't want to leave my companions behind. You have your nomadic tribe, I have mine.
That's fair.
Are you all nomadic? Metaphorically.
Well, we're like, yeah. Well, my kingdom's like in the process of being built. We'll live there when we're done.
Like the guy, like, well, I'm just like staying in my mom's basement, while I'm getting my.
While I'm getting my kingdom built.
Yeah, I was able to save, like 100,000 gold over 4 years. Thankfully I had 140,000 donation from my mom.
Yeah.
140. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys never got to meet my mom.
Oh yeah, you guys have to go
That's
back
true.
eventually. Well, you guys will have to go back eventually.
You never got to meet, says the guy who's like, no, I'm gonna go visit her on my own and not introduce.
Also true.
All right, so I'm just watching time here. So Quinn eventually tells Anhea to go and grab Lero. But C and Quinn kind of remain here. And it does take a couple of minutes for it takes a little bit longer for everyone to like come together. So if there's anything you would like to ask Quinn or C, next session we will we'll get more into talking with the Lero.
Yeah.
You,
I think
you
Mythos
said,
might end by pulling that sea guy aside. He'd be like, just today, a single arrow I shot from the bow. And he just goes on
he's
about
full of shit.
You're saying this, and hold on, let me just roll for Quinn her insight here, and for C. Oh, whoa.
Think.
So you see Quinn like looking at you, and she's like really getting, as you're talking, like the very specifics of this battle, and her battle brain is like, that is absolutely something that can be done. Yes, that she's like amazed. C, who rolled real well, he's like, this is a good story. I think there might be some holes in
You remind me of Quinn.
Yeah. Yeah, you might, yeah, like, okay. But we will end it.
Slight embellishment.
Hesperia is gonna walk around and gather like little samples of the sand on the shore.
Okay.
Like kind of in this break, she's just wandering around picking up a few components.
It is a very, very fine sand. It is like a sandstone white-ish almost, with some rougher parts. As you look across since you guys didn't really do a perception check of the island or so of like where you are, but you're grabbing this, you can see that there is rock underneath. So if you dig far enough down, you're going to start to hit actual like sandstone. And the foliage, again, very exotic, very green, palm trees everywhere, coconuts. You do see some wildlife. You see some little monkeys here. You see like some sheep or goats. You're not entirely sure. They're goats, actually. You see like goats as they are like jumping up onto the rock and goading their way up the steep cliffs, which is super freaky, and I love it, by the way. It's super awesome. And then you can also see on the other side of like where the other island is, it looks almost the same. The elevation it might be like a little bit taller, where the cliff edge here is a little bit more, it's definitely sheer. It's about 40 to 50 feet. The other side is it's like taller, so it's closer to like 60, 75 feet esque. But that's only what you see in terms of like this barrier wall. But the other side, from where if you kind of keep looking south, it looks like it gets lower. Like the elevation is lower, so you can see that there is more. It's in line with the same 40 feet high up from the water.
Okay.
Okay. So we will go ahead and end here. You guys can. I know there's a bunch of like dumping stuff here. You can develop some. You can develop. Sorry, you can come up with some questions for next week. But we will go ahead and end, and all that fun stuff.
All right.
All right.
Okay. So we will continue on next week, which is, oh my gosh, May 3rd, guys. I'm not ready for this. Not ready for May just yet, but May 3rd, we will continue for episode 62. I believe we are on still for the 29th, pending Ginny might have to leave or may not be able to make it, and will not be able to make it on the 6th. So we'll see.
Yep, and I think as long as everyone else can make it, we'll plan to proceed as normal. But if anybody else can't make it those days, we'll cancel the sessions.
Okay. All right. All right. Have a good night, guys.
Good
Peace
night.
out.
Good night, everybody.